So we're using grab adhesive to fix the silver insulation to the floor. So we're just putting it on all the lines. We've got battens in here. This is where our cabinet, kitchen is going to go. So we've put a batten on the floor there. We decided not to screw it in and just not adding any extra holes that we don't need to really. I'm thinking the plenty of weight from the floor on top should all sit nicely. So hopefully this works. Going all right, Ed?
Yeah, it's going good. We used 25mm Kingspan insulation board for the floor alongside 25mm battens that we got from Salco to run the length of the van. If you can get a Salco account, we're lucky because we do interiors, we can get a trade account with them. They are a little bit cheaper and they do have a lot of stock in all the time, so that's a good little tip. In hindsight, I would have used a better quality adhesive to stick the insulation board to the bottom of the van. We used Screwfix No Nonsense. It's okay, but it dries really hard, so it doesn't give you that flexibility that you need in the base of the van.
Remember, don't stand on the glue.
Really?
Yeah, what do I get that off that with?
Take your shoe off and crack on. The grooves in the base of the Renault Master van run from front to back. I've seen in a few other vans that they can also run left to right as well. This would really help with the stability of the Celotex on the floor. If you've got that, then that should be a real help to you. Due to the grooves in the base of the van running from front to back, after we finished laying the insulation board, some of them slightly wobbled from side to side. To overcome this issue, we used some adhesive expanding foam. The great thing about this stuff is that you can get it into tiny little cracks, squirt it in, it expands to fill any space, and it's also an adhesive. So this worked really well to secure the base of the van nice and tightly. What's going on?
Right, time for an update, I think. Okay, some things are good. Right now what's good is this is done. The flooring is all done, it is sealed, we've got the battens in, all the taping's done, vapour sealed, ready to go to put the floor back in. So, positive?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, so where we're at now is fixing the floor down. So, as I mentioned, our budget is quite tight. We're trying to do this for £1,000. So we've reused our original floor. It's in pretty good nick, to be fair, and we're going to lino over it, so it's not a massive problem. But the only things we're doing different is making sure that it's getting screwed into the wooden battens that we've already got. But I've put them in and been using these, Ed, what are they called?
Countersink.
No.
Self-tapping.
Self-tapping screws. Self-tapping screws. But also just countersinking them in as well, because the last thing we want really is for those screws to be protruding and come through the lino.
Yeah.
That looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, looking pretty happy with it, to be fair. So at the moment, Ed's doing a bit of expanding foam situation because we had a slightly wobbly base to this one plank. There wasn't quite enough wood battening under here, so we learnt that lesson. If we'd done this again, we would definitely put more battening under.
Right, that's the end of day 2. We are at the point where the floorboards are back down onto the base of the van and the insulation is all watertight and vapour barriered underneath. In those 2 days, we've managed to take the floor up, give it a good clean, prime it, sort out any tiny little rust little areas where, to be fair to the van, there wasn't really any. We would probably be overly cautious with that, but you don't want to have to pull it all back up if you've got any problems after. We've taken the panels off the side of the van as well and started trying to get our head around how we're going to insulate the side walls. So that's about it really. Couple of apologies on this video. Cassie still is struggling to get her head around filming in landscape, but she's going to get better, definitely. Secondly, my horrible socks halfway through the video that you see. Big apologies about that. You know, just got to take that one on the chin. And thirdly, my lovely David Seaman inspired ponytail that's featured in this video and probably a few more going ahead. And that's about it really, guys. If you've got any questions or if you want to know anything in more detail, then just drop a comment in the box below, and we'll see you for the next one. Cheers.